Hello, church. The Lord gave me a word yesterday, and I've been chewing on this, and the Lord has pushed me to present this on a podcast. So it's another warning to America. I had a dream, not last night, but the night before. And in that dream, I was walking with the Lord, and we came up to a huge field. And there were workers in the field, and they were taking all the tools and heavy equipment all the way over to the right side of the field. And as I looked out at the field, it reminded me of California after the fires. Everything was gone. And whereas California has some concrete and cement of partial structures left, this field had nothing left but small clumps of grass and rock, broken rock. And two fellows were trying to move. There was a rock about this big around, and they were trying to lift it up because all the rock, everything was being taken out of the field because the land was being cleared so that God could plow the field. And then I saw at the far end of the field, I saw Mike Pence, the former vice president, and he had his work clothes on, and he was stationed beside a tree. There was a huge tree behind him, and he was between the tree, and at his feet, there was a branch. It was a limb with branches out, smaller branches. And he had a huge chainsaw, and this chainsaw had a 9 or 10-foot bar on it, long bar, a lot of power, a lot of leverage. It had a cover on the top of it, but he had it laying on about a 4-inch part of the log of that branch. And he's getting ready to cut it, and he had it with one hand, and he reached over to get ready to pull to start that chainsaw. And I realized he had it setting on that log, on that wood. And I thought, oh no, it's going to kick back. It's going to buck. And his head was right by the tree. And I knew if he started that and it kicked back, he'd hit his head on the tree and he would be hurt. And so I shouted, no. And that was the end of the dream. And I knew that my last impression, my intention was to reposition Mike, okay, so that he wouldn't come into harm. So there's some things I want to unpack to make it clear, make it plain in that. I was concerned about the chainsaw, and I was concerned about him getting hurt. So this word is a warning to America and to religious leaders about getting hurt. It's about what God's intent is. And I knew when I saw the field being cleared, it's already begun. The clearing has already begun. Think what God allowed in California. Thousands of acres burnt, all those $1 million homes taken clear down to the foundation. The clearing of the land has started. And then this clearing of the land, you have to understand that's America, from coast to coast and north border to south border. Everything that America owns and lands is coming under the judgment of God for the consequences of sin. And so God's intent is to clear the land. And then he said he's going to plow the land. America, God is not done with America, but America is getting reset. America will never be the same. It's like the Civil War, reset America, and all the dying and all the blood that went in to cover up the sin of slavery. Okay, so God is clearing the land, but he's also getting it ready to plow. He's going to plow deep. He's going to go past the hard pack. He's going to go down deep into America's roots, and he's going to get it out. You understand that the gates of hell shall not prevail. The gates have been opened up in America to sin, to homosexuality, and the adultery, the rapies, the drug addictions. America's sin, murder. America's sins are vast, but now it's payday, and God has indicted us and charged us, judged us, and now there's the cost. Mike Pence is a religious man. You have to understand that Mike Pence was President Trump's vice president, but he is no longer, because of the decisions that he made, the judgments that he had made, the things that he'd said, and the things that he did not do. And so there are a lot of religious men, a lot of religious women that have a form of godliness but deny the power. There's a lot of religious people that are not hearing the voice of the Lord. And this is a caution to religious leaders, the Mike Pences of the United States, male and female, to be very careful what you do and what you don't do. The sin of commission or the sin of omission, they're both sins. And my concern was the branch was out of position. We know that the branch was tacked onto the tree. Okay. You know, when Christ came, that branch, we were grafted in to Israel. And look what Biden's tried to do. You know, Biden tried to separate that thing, you know, and come against Israel, come against the roots. And what God brought together, let not man put asunder. Don't let man rip up what God has put together. So the branch was out of position. Secondly, Mike Pence was out of position. He was between the branch and between the tree. The only thing that can be between the branch and the tree is Christ Jesus. He's the glue that holds everything together. And so we can't take Christ's position, and we can't do things that are opposed to what the Lord wants to do. And so the branch was out of position, the saw was out of position, and Mike was out of position. So we need to be careful. We need to be careful what we cut up. We need to be careful what we cut off. Did you see at Jimmy Carter's funeral? Did you see how Mike Pence's wife snubbed President Trump? Did you see where Michelle Obama didn't even come, and she's already said that she won't be in the inauguration? You know, when you cut off the remedy, when you won't accept God's messenger, you put yourself at a stance, and it's not against the messenger, it's against the sender. And the Lord has brought him. This is the work of the Lord. Don't touch God's anointed. So every knee will bow. That's what God said last night. Every knee will bow, even yours. That's what he told me. He was talking to me as I was dealing with this in my spirit. He said, every knee will bow, including yours. As God plows America, as he clears the land, every knee shall bow. He told me a couple years ago to get so low because he was loosing a sword. And I got low, and he said, get lower, because he's going to cut off the head of the proud. Every head is going to roll that sticks it up, glaring at the Lord. And then he told me last night, again, the big one is coming, bigger than 9/11. Judgment has come to America. It's already unfolding. Here is the position that Mike Pence needs to take. This is a position that all religious, all converted, all believers, every spirit-filled man and woman needs to take. We need to take a knee and get on our face and cry out for mercy. God bless you. I pray that you'll begin the process and ask God for mercy.